Hey everybody, Joe here. We've got a little bit to get into today about the storm. So, we are being told that this is going to be record-setting cold temperatures that we're getting. It's not really technically record-setting anywhere, but from what I understand in Chicago, so they're running with that as being the basis for this being a record-setting storm. The coldest it's supposed to get in some locations is -50. We had that here in Michigan, probably circa 2014, somewhere in there. Um, or no, we had -51 then, not -50. So this is nothing new to people like us here in Michigan. However, it is something new to other people in other places. So let's take a look really quick. Let me get this brought up for us so we can take a look. Went on Exit. I just decided to look up panic buying, and I did not get disappointed at all. There was no disappointment on my face. So we've got this post, absolutely silly post here. Let me move this up just a smidge. I'm just trying to get this. Well, I guess it's not going to. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. So this is from Jonathan Newberg. If you're unsure how serious this snowstorm will be in your area, don't check the forecast. Check how much milk, bread, and eggs are in stock. If the aisles are empty, it's very serious. You, this is not a serious person that wrote this. You should most definitely check your forecast. You should probably arrange for a plow guy to come plow you out if at all possible. Um, you know, just be ready, have ice melters, stuff like that, common sense shit. Um, but you definitely should not go to the supermarket to check to see if people are panic buying, because this is what people do. They panic buy. On my two show names ago, back in the day, I used to end the show by saying, "Be prepared, but just don't be a jerk about it." This is the end product of being a jerk about it. Okay, I'm sorry. If you find yourself feeling the need to go out and buy everything out so that people who have less than you, that like lefties care about so much, older people, senior citizens who maybe can't run out at the drop of a hat and go panic buy something, and then when they finally do get to the store, find a ride to the store, get on the bus and get to the store, and they find no food, that makes you a piece of shit. I'm sorry if this hurts somebody's feelings that's watching this, but that makes you a real dick. So then we've got this here from this person here. Um, Austin HEB is cleaned out of a lot of food as locals panic buy prior to the extreme weather, extreme weather coming our way. Remember to be kind out there and don't add to the chaos. Well, that's good advice. That's good advice. So then we've got this. This is from Winter Storm Prep panic buying at Aldi down here. Bread, milk, eggs, toilet paper gone Wednesday night, 2 days before the storm hits. So this is from 22 hours ago. I don't know where down here is. I don't think it did this person say. I have no idea where this person lives. So it looks like we're in the bullseye. This person says David Bess, and he shows this from the National Weather Service. Heavy snow, a band of 8 to 13 inches, which people in the UP of Michigan are like 8 to 13 inches. Please, I wish. So this is what is that? Missouri? Is that what MO is, guys? I don't know. I don't know the abbreviations, not all of them. So yeah, they're in the path of some heavy snow. And we've got the stores are starting to get a little nuts. It's pre-panic buying. Phase should hit full panic by noon tomorrow. And I don't know where this person's from either. Yeah, I don't see where it says where they're from. So here we go. Gas line is a mile long. Grocery store shelves are becoming bare. No toilet paper. People are gearing up for the big snowstorm of 9 to 12 inches. Here in Michigan, I hate to keep being that guy, but here in Michigan, they don't even consider it a storm when you get 9 to 12 inches sometimes. Like, we will get lake effect snow that will do that to us. So, and freezing temperatures of near zero. We're supposed to go down to -25, possibly -50 wind chills. So Yeah, I mean that I don't care for. But then we've got, what is this right here? 4 hours ago, dangerous cold tonight, Friday. We are headed into a brutal, dangerously cold snap that will drop temperatures to -20. Right here. I don't know. I don't know where Ilhan Omar, this person's talking to. So he says, "Who the heck wants to go anywhere in this cold weather? You're nuts. I wouldn't be out shopping in these dangerous conditions anyways. LOL. There's a literal extreme cold warning." Hold up. What is she encouraging people to do? I muted her. I forgot about that. Are you shitting me? 4 hours ago, ice, get the hell out of Minnesota. Minneapolis, please join tomorrow's ice out of Minnesota Day of Truth and Freedom here. She's an idiot. What an absolute idiot this woman is. Also, we just had JD Vance in Minnesota saying, "Hey, we need these leaders to kind of tone down their rhetoric a little bit on ice. They're just trying to do their jobs." And so, of course, she did that just afterwards. This guy's sharing a video. Let's see what this video says.
Hey guys, quick warning. There is a polar vortex coming down towards the U.S. from Canada. Temps are going to be pretty cold, definitely below freezing. We're just going to go ahead and pass the time here because you're really going to see this peak January 7th.
You'll notice
January 9th.
You'll notice Michigan has been in the blue. You'll notice Michigan has been in the blue this entire time. We've been freezing.
So let's just go ahead and kind of pass through here, and you can see what you can kind of expect for each day. And about right there is where it's getting to that point. Early Saturday morning, the 4th. Then it backs off. Sunday, same thing, backs off a bit. And Monday, again, it strengthens, it backs off. And then coming down here on the 7th is where you're really going to see it strengthen the early hours of the morning. And so, looking at some of these states, you're going to have temps, South Dakota, -21, North Dakota, -23. Just kind of moving eastward. You can see those winds as well, really shifting eastward. So you have those southeast winds.
It almost looks like Michigan has some kind of protective guard around it from whatever the purple is. Temps as low as 35 without wind chill.
And this is where it really expands here. This is early Wednesday morning on the 8th. And again, you got those negative temps. In some cases, down past -30. Right? There's -33 right there. These temps are going to be brutal. And this is not wind chill, right? This is just straight temperatures. What you're going to see here, right? There's wind chill's going to be even colder. You might see wind chills of -40, right? So you guys prepare, right?
See, and then he says, "See, you guys prepare," right? Well, that doesn't necessarily see, that's the issue, man. The panic buying stuff, I just can't do, man. That's what got everybody out of toilet paper during fake COVID. So then we've got this is my SA South. What is SA? Oh, San Antonio. Okay. SA stands for sexual assault on YouTube. As the winter freeze approaches, Texas HEB is urging shoppers not to panic buy. The grocery chain says stores are stocked, trucks are running, and shelves will continue to be replenished. But people are doing it anyway. So there you have it, guys. In all the usual predictions, anytime a snowflake falls somewhere where they're not used to it, we get the panic buying, and there's nothing left on the shelf. This is from January 21st, so they were already panic buying yesterday. Absolute chaos at Walmart. This guy says shelves are wiped out of eggs, bologna, meat, and bread. Winter clothing is almost gone. No propane left in town, and cooking options are running thin. Despite the uncertainty of the ice storm ahead, people are still panic buying. Stay safe, folks. And we'll see. Athens, Alabama. Yeah, so like I get these people freak out. I mean, I've been to Jersey when they've had like major, like huge amounts of snow, like fall at once. And you know, it was gone before we were done with our visit. But at the end of the day, people in certain areas of the country aren't used to this. So they do this kind of thing. They don't think about other people. Um, End of the day though, you know, libs who are using this storm to propagate fear and push climate change nonsense, hey, you're just helping the Trump economy. Thank you. Thank you for the panic buying, I guess. That's how we can look at it. So there's another graphic of that storm. Ontario will be the coldest place on earth this week, it says. And there you have it. So this is the polar, I think it's, what is this, polar vortex that they're calling it right now? Yeah, polar vortex. So there you have it. That's gonna be pretty cold. Looks like Michigan is still in, unlike that one weird video that we were watching where there was like this weird protective thing, or it looks like Michigan may not be so protected. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to share that with you. Look, if you need something from the store, don't feel guilty about having to go get something from the store, but don't run out and fill a cart full of stuff and screw everybody else. You know what I'm saying? That does not help any situation. And a lot of times people end up buying a lot of stuff that they never end up even using. Here's another map right here across the whole area. We're looking at, this is from this year. No, that's from 2025. I was going to say that this ain't from this year because that's 13. But yeah, we're looking at some seriously cold temps. So seriously though, if I'm being totally honest with you, you do need to bundle up when you go outside. You know, gloves, everything, as tough as people think that they are or whatever. Cold weather's nothing to mess around with. If you wear like steel-toed boots, for example, put on extra pairs of socks. That steel gets cold as shit in this kind of weather. Even, you know, the slightest snow gets on them, it melts. Your boot gets wet. The steel's going to get cold anyway from the wind, from the cold. That's a good way to freeze your toes. So put on maybe use them feet warmer things that if you got them. You could maybe even alternatively put hand warmers in your boots, you know, if they can't find the foot warmer ones. I think they make both. But yeah, I mean, you can see people are freaking the hell out and just buying out pallets of stuff and so on. And that should not be the case, guys. Just, you know, use your common sense. Hey man, you know, if you live in an area where you're not used to snow, stay in the house. Stay in the house. People cannot drive. That's in Oklahoma, by the way, what we're looking at on the screen. People cannot drive in places that aren't used to snow. And even here, when we get our first snow, people are still used to driving like it's, you know, spring, summer, fall. And we got trucks tipped over in the big old, you know, these are the types of trucks you're like, oh, those are great in the snow, I bet. No, they're tipped over on their side. Cars in the ditch, you name it. That happens even here in Michigan. So when places that aren't used to snow get snow, people aren't paying attention to what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody. So you got to be careful out there if you do got to go out. Anyway, I suspect a lot of schools across the nation are going to be closed. From what I heard from a friend of mine, they're already closing them lower state Michigan. So I'm going to assume, you know, places that aren't used to this kind of weather, they're looking at probably closing too. I heard even Florida may be pretty cold as well. So y'all stay safe out there. Be prepared. Just, you know, like I used to say, don't be a jerk about it. You know, don't hurt people over, you know, stuff that you don't really need. Because a lot of people end up buying all this stuff and then throwing it away because they didn't need it. It spoils. You just buy what you need. You know, it's a couple days. You'll be fine. All right. Anyway, guys, until next time, I will talk to you very soon.